everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is very different because we have actually reached over 100,000 subscribers. So I thought to celebrate I would do a Q&A with you guys and also just talk about what the 100,000 subscriber milestone means to me. So I asked you guys on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and all those sort of social media platforms for questions, whether that's art related or personal, and I've chosen a few to answer in today's Q&A. But before we get into that, I just want to tell you guys what the 100,000 subscriber milestone actually means to me. So over 2 years ago, I started this YouTube channel, and I started it with like the intention that I wanted to help you guys improve your art and also just showcase my art and get some feedback and stuff like that. And even though I had the intention that I wanted to grow to have a high amount of subscribers, it wasn't something that I necessarily expected. And when I hit it, I was really surprised, especially because my channel has been growing quite quickly over the past few months. And it is just a crazy milestone to reach, and I cannot thank you enough. It means so much to me, and it's crazy to think that that many people, 100,000 of you, at some point have enjoyed what I do and want to see more of it and have clicked that subscribe button. So it's a really overwhelming thought, and it's really, really nice. And even though I have a lot of you guys telling me how I'm helping you improve your art and that you enjoy my videos, I don't think you really realise how much you're doing and how much you're helping me out in making this dream of mine to create videos and create art come true. And so because of you guys and all of your support through YouTube, Patreon and all of those sort of stuff, I have been able to make this my full-time career, and I cannot thank you enough for that. So thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers. It means so much to me. And now I want to get into the Q&A part of the video. So like I said, I asked you guys to send me in lots of different questions, and I've picked a variety. So the first question is firstly from Instagram, and it's one that quite a few people asked me. And it is, what is your favourite medium? And so as you guys know, I work in a lot of different mediums, and I also like to combine mediums. But my favourite is colour pencil. I like the way that you can use it with lots of different mediums like watercolours, over markers. You can use it just as like colour pencils themselves, and I love the fact that you can get so many different techniques with this one medium. It's such a versatile medium, and I like the fact that it's also in colour as well, rather than like graphite and charcoal. And even though it's a very slow medium, it is still by far my favourite. So the next question is from She Drew It on Instagram, and it is, what is your favourite piece of art that you've made? And then what is your favourite piece for each different medium that you use? And so I was thinking about this one, and actually my favourite piece of art overall is one that I wouldn't actually consider technically my best, but it's one that for some reason I really enjoy because I think it's the first piece where it was really original and I created the idea and I combined like watercolours and colour pencil. And it is called Lost at Sea, and it's basically where I did the girl's face and I had the fish around her, and just something about that piece I really, really liked, and I still like to this day, even though I did it quite a while ago. And as for other types of mediums, so that was kind of the watercolour and colour pencil. For charcoal, I actually really like the snow leopard. I like the fact that it's got really dark shading, and then this just snow leopard just kind of pops out. And so yeah, that's what I really like about that one. So the next question is, do you practice your drawing skills every day? So you guys will see in many videos that people tell you you need to practice every single day at drawing. But for me, I never really practiced every day. I didn't even really practice most days because I didn't have enough time to practice every day. Even now, I have so many other things to do like edit that I don't draw every day. I will set aside days where I just do drawing and then days where I just do editing, but I don't draw every day. So the next question is from one of my amazing patrons called Juliana, and she says, does your family support your career, and what kind of obstacles have you had to overcome to become such an amazing artist? Oh, and congratulations for the 100k mark. Thank you very much. And does my family support my career? Yes, they do. It's obviously not what I always wanted to do. So when I was young, I wanted to pursue something in science. I was always very good academically at school. So I was probably one of the cleverest in my year, and so everyone always had very high standards for me to go on and do something very academic. So all my A-levels were like maths, chemistry, biology, and very academic based subjects. And so I actually went to university to start studying biomedical science. And even though I was interested in science, once I got to university, it became very clear to me that I didn't really have an interest in it. I just enjoyed it because it was something that I was good at. So I decided that I wanted to leave university. And at the start, I suppose my family were quite surprised. They never expected it. And they was probably a bit worried about pursuing art as a career because the stereotype and the myth behind it is that it's very hard to pursue a career in art. And so I just explained how I was going to do it. I was already had my YouTube channel at that point. It wasn't that many subscribers, but it was getting a steady sort of growth. And after I explained it to them, and after they started to see that what I was talking about was actually happening, then they really started to support it. They were never unsupportive. I suppose it was more just worried about how I would be stable and create a career for myself doing it. But yeah, they're really supportive. They love keeping up with my subscribers and my growth. And in terms of what kind of obstacles have you had to overcome, I think mainly it's just been a case of me deciding to leave university. That was a very big decision for me and something that I was thinking about for a while. I suppose actually progressing and growing my channel to be able to get to the point where I can call it a full-time living and focus on my art. For a lot of the time I was actually doing another full-time job as well as doing this, so I suppose making that transition and finding the time to be able to do the art was a bit of an obstacle. But anyway, let's get on to the next question, and this is from Art Cadets. And the question is, how long did it take you to get to 100k, and what would be your best advice for getting there? I've heard being a successful YouTuber is more of a marathon than a sprint. Would you agree? Huge congratulations on getting there anyway. Thank you very much. And yes, I definitely agree with the fact that it is much more of a marathon than a sprint. As I mentioned earlier, I've been doing this for over 2 years, coming up to 3 years soon. And for the very first year, after 1 year of having my channel, I hit 1,000 subscribers. So it took me 1 whole year to gain 1,000 subscribers. Now I can get 1,000 in 2 days. So it's not like your growth is always going to be the same. It'll take you a while to get your first core following and your first small amount of subscribers and followers, but once you've got them, it grows a lot more quickly and a lot more exponentially. And so it is very slow at the start, but if you pursue it and keep going and being determined, then you can definitely spiral that and it'll have a snowball effect into getting a much larger following. So my advice for getting there is just to be consistent and keep going. I see a lot of people expecting that they are going to get to the level of subscribers that the established artists have already got in a couple of months. But you got to remember, some of these YouTube artists have been doing it since the start of YouTube, been doing it for 6 or 7 years. And so it takes time, but you just need to be consistent and really be determined to do it, and you will get there. So the next question is from Pembleby, and again this is from Instagram, and it was, how did you get started in art? Is it something you have always wanted to do since you were little, or did you start when you were older? What made you want to start drawing? Are you a full-time artist, YouTuber, or do you do it around a full-time, part-time job? How do you fit it all in? Okay, so how did I get started in art? I've always liked drawing, but it's never been something I considered for a career. It was always just a hobby, and I never really thought about having a career in art. So it wasn't always something that I wanted to do. It's not something that I didn't want to do either. I just never really thought of it as a viable career, because like me, I didn't think that you could make much money doing it. And so I didn't really think about it as a career. So what made you want to start drawing? So what made me want to start drawing was the fact that I enjoyed it, but what made me want to do YouTube and become an artist as a career is the fact that I always watched YouTube artists and I love what they did. I loved the fact that they could create artwork and tutorials and help people, and so that's what made me decide that I wanted to do that as well. So yes, now I am a full-time YouTuber and artist. As of a couple of months ago, I quit my job and now I'm doing this full-time, and it helps a lot more with the time management to fit it all in. But I found that now that I've quit my other job, I set myself a lot more sort of goals, and I want to put a lot more on YouTube and a lot more on Patreon. So it actually takes a lot more time now that I'm doing it full time, as opposed to when I was kind of doing it alongside my part-time job. So for the question, how do you fit it all in? I normally don't really. I just have to stay up really late until it's all done. I'm not very good at time management. Actually, I'm awful at it, but it's something that I'm trying to do better, and I want to start planning more, but really it just comes down to me having to stay up, do all-nighters just to get stuff finished. So the next question is from Alexis Cassandra Art, or Cassandra Art, something like that. Sorry if I've got your name wrong. But what are some other things you enjoy beside creating art? So I do a lot of art and I don't really have time for much else. But when I'm not doing art, I spend a lot of time with my boyfriend. We like to watch a lot of movies and TV shows. Apart from that, I don't really have many other hobbies. I don't like going out. Yeah, I'm not very interested like that. I just like to do a lot of art. It's something that I really enjoy, but I probably should get into more types of stuff as well. And the final question that I want to answer is, I read it, but I don't know, I can't find it again, so I don't know who asked me, but it was, what is your favourite YouTube artist? So what are some other YouTube artists that you like? And I am subscribed to a lot of them, and there's a numerous amount that I could say, but I'm going to pick my top two. So my first one, which is probably my favourite of all, is called Lauvam, and he's a German artist and he does a lot of watercolour work, and like he does manga, anime sort of stuff, but he also does like these watercolour girl portraits, and I love him. I always watch his streams when I'm like editing and stuff, so I recommend you go and check him out. And I also love Happy D Artist. She's great. She does a lot of sort of pop surrealistic oil painting, and it's really pretty. She does like girls with like moths and different sort of elements around them. But anyway guys, that's it for the Q&A, and that's it for the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Again, a massive thank you for 100,000 subscribers. I cannot believe we have got there, and I can't wait to meet another 100,000 of you and grow our community even more. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.